What's up, everybody? You know what day it is. It's time for your next dose of Warrior Wednesday with your host, that Wounded Warrior guy. That's me. And today we're just going to have a discussion. We're going to sit down. I'm going to bounce some ideas off you guys. There's been some things that I've been thinking about that's coming up in the future that me and my family are going to get ready to tackle soon. And it's been something that's been weighing on my mind. Well, there's been a few things, but it's been something that's been weighing on my mind. So I thought we would just sit down and talk about it. I couldn't really come up with a specific topic today, but I still wanted to put out a video. I still want to continue to put content out for you guys. So I thought that we could just sit down and just have a chat, you know. But yeah, so I'm just gonna hop right into it. A lot of you guys know that me and my wife, we're getting ready to move on to the next part of our lives, which is moving out of this apartment. We love our apartment. We've been here this Christmas. It'll be 2 years. But we're kind of growing out of it. We got two pets. We're looking to start a family, and just shy of 1,100 square feet just really doesn't cut it. I mean, the space that we have is nice. Don't get me wrong. It accommodates everything that we need for right now. But as time goes by, you continue to accumulate things. She still has stuff at her parents' house that we have to pick up. I'm sure I still have stuff at my parents' house that will come with us once we get a home. So we have all these things. We have things that are in storage that we can't put out. Um, all that type of stuff, and then just throwing in the idea of us getting ready to start a family. um, we want to be established at a home before we move on with that next chapter in our lives. um, and like I said, we enjoy the apartment. We love how we decorated it. We came in here, painted a lot of the walls. I mean, it's nice, it's cozy, and like I said, it meets our needs. But we're kind of worn out of it. We're growing out of it, and we're tired of living so close to other people. You step outside your front door, boom, there's a neighbor. You're walking your dog, boom, there's your neighbors. You try to um, park your vehicle or drive out of the parking lot, and you're waiting on all these people, and all these people are all around you all the time. And like me and my wife are not the most social of characters, so uh, it gets aggravating, it gets irritating at times, especially whenever people are not following the rules. And guys, if any of you are out there watching this that live in communities, do me a favor. Like, if there are rules, follow the rules. Those rules are there for reasons. If you're not supposed to smoke on the premises of your community, don't smoke on the premises of your community. Like, my wife has asthma. I have, you know, like, since I quit smoking, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't really like the smell of it. And shout out to myself. It's been about, ooh, I would say just over 2 years since I quit smoking. So doing good, guys, doing good. But one of the reasons why me and my wife moved here is because it was a smokeless community. The people seemed really nice, and it was a diverse community, a lot of young people here, which we really liked. But the last thing that we thought is that people were just blatantly gonna break the rules and there not be any consequences. I mean, you have people double parking, nothing gets done, and our community is full. Like, there's not a lot of units here that are available. So there are less parking spots than there are units. There are more people than there are units. Most people have vehicles. There's not a lot of spaces available for parking to begin with. So you have people double parking, breaking the rules. Nothing gets done. You have people not policing after their animals, which when we got here, that was something that was super, it seemed like it was going to be super enforced. They were like, you have to keep us informed on what animals you have. There are deposits that you have to make. There are monthly payments that you have to make, depending on how many animals you have. You can only have certain types of animals, certain breeds, and all of those things. People are breaking all of those rules. And one of the reasons why we moved here, like I said, is because there seemed to be a structure of rules, a structure of boundaries. And as time went on, people were just obviously blatantly not following those rules, stepping over those boundaries. And I'm like, the organization, the structure is what drew us here. That's why we pay what we pay to live here. I don't give a crap about the amenities. They're nice, sure, but like I don't sit out next to the pool that often. I'm not a big pool guy. I'm not a big tanning guy. I don't do those things. Me and my wife, we enjoy those things in small doses every once in a while, but that's not who we are. So the amenities are nice, but we paid for the structure. We paid for the rules. We paid for the boundaries. We could have spent $800 less a month and lived someplace where people just ran rampant and free, and you could just grow your own hedges, and your animals could just pee and poop anywhere, and you could smoke on your premises. And I mean, we went and saw those places, and those are the reasons why we didn't want to stay at those places. And those units were bigger, not as nice, but they were bigger units. And we were like, no, we need we need that structure because we want to live somewhere that's organized, somewhere where people appreciate the area. Like, if we believed that only the people who would appreciate the area would be attracted to a place with so many rules. That's why we moved here. And I mean, we have some friends here that seem, like the couple that we spend a lot of our time with. They're very like-minded individuals, and they are just like us, and they see the same problems, and a lot of the complaints that they have are similar to our complaints. And so there are people here following the rules, and we appreciate that. But what I don't appreciate is whenever people are blatantly not following the rules in front of the people who are supposed to be enforcing the rules, who then turn a blind eye and decide not to enforce the rules. And then it's up to us to complain about it. And it's like, you know, we go down and we can file a complaint, which I don't like filing complaints on people. I shouldn't have to do that when it's something that's so obviously happening. Like, you saw it, you should do something about it without me telling you to do your job. you know so anyway, we've kind of grown out of the apartment, we're ready to move on, and we want to buy a home, right? We have a list of our, deal breakers. We came up with 9 things that need to be met before we would feel confident to make a purchase on a home. And I mean, off the top of my head, I can't remember all 9 of them, but location. We took out a map, highlighted sections of the map that we would be comfortable living in those highlighted sections so that the commute to my wife's work would not be outrageous. The commute for me to get to school would not be outrageous. So within those highlighted sections, that's one of those deal breakers. Uh, Price point, again, I'm not going to go into details as to what we're comfortable spending, but we have a price range, and it has to stay within that price range. Closing costs, I'm not comfortable paying more than I think I said. So I think that the average closing costs in the area is between 3.5 and 5%. So I just split the difference and came up with 4.2. I'm not comfortable spending more than 4.2% at closing costs. And for those of you who don't know, closing costs is different than tax. So you're going to have your, 9, 10, 11%, whatever it is, tax on your home, and then you're going to have what's called closing costs, which is just your additional fees for the work and the services that go into making the purchase. So that pays for your real estate agent, that pays for the forms, that pays for the process, all that legal stuff, that pays for that. That's typically between 3.5 and 5%. So we decided to split the difference. Anything more than 4.2%, we will not pay for, or the owner of the home, I will ask them to pay the difference. So let's say that we decide to purchase a home that's for sale by owner. We will look at it. If it's 4.8%, I'm going to ask them to pay 0.06%, so that we can get back down to 0.6%, so that we can get back down to 4.2%, and then we can go forward. I'm comfortable paying that type of percentage. That's one of the deal breakers. Another deal breaker is I want a minimum of a quarter of an acre, no more than 1 acre. We want a 2-car garage. We want a minimum of, I think it's 2.5 baths, minimum of 3 bedrooms, and a minimum of 1,800 square feet. Off the top of my head, those are just a few of the deal breakers. And so we're planning on, setting up our appointment within the next couple weeks. And my fear is that if we don't wait a little while, so it's kind of bad both ways. Okay, so we have about a year left on our lease here, right? So we want to get as much out of that as possible before we start moving, but we also want to give ourselves enough time to move. Like, if we give ourselves a full month, easy peasy, not a problem, and we want to be out of here by the time that the lease is up. Otherwise, we get charged ridiculous fees if we stay singular months following. It's like $300 extra a month for each month after that we stay beyond our lease agreement. But the problem is with how the housing market is right now, do we look now, try to purchase early to get ahead of the curve? Because right now, the housing market, the prices are just going up. How long are they going to go up? What is the ceiling? When is it going to come back down? Is it going to come back down? If we wait, is it just going to go up further and further until, we're at the point where we just can't afford a home, we have to extend our lease, and we have to wait an extended period of time? What's the time frame that we're looking at? And so, I don't know. It's aggravating. I wish that we were in the situation that we are now financially, and that we were here 2 years ago. Because 2 years ago, no issues. We could have just jumped right in, bought the home that we wanted, no problem. We would have paid, a reasonable price for it. Now those same homes are 35 and 40% more expensive. And my fear is, like I said, it's two things. If we purchase too early and the price dips down in a year, well, we're going to look back and we're going to regret spending that additional 30%. If we don't purchase and the prices continue to go up and there's a ceiling and it sits there and it doesn't come back down, then we might be forced to pay an additional 15-20% down the road, and we're going to regret it because we waited. So, I mean, it's like, I don't have to tell you guys, anytime you make a large purchase like this, these are very, very normal fears that people have, because it's a big purchase, it's a big life decision, and it takes a lot of preparation, it takes a lot of thought, and you have to be committed to the idea. So we just have to figure out what route we want to take. We have to be committed to it, and we have to come to an agreement that we are going to pay what we at the time feel is reasonable for the home. And whether the price dips or whether it continues to go up, we have to be confident and comfortable with the choice that we make. And I mean, financially, we're getting set. Like we're almost there. Uh, so we've planned, we've made the preparations. I've done a lot of work to work on my credit score. I think my credit score right now is like 720, which as opposed to like 5 years ago, my credit score is like 520. So done a lot of work, gotten it way up. I'm super proud of it. My wife's credit score has always been good. She's always been on top of it. We have reserves. We have the funding. We're putting money back. So I think that we're going to get qualified for a good sum of money. I just want to make sure that what we get qualified for, the loan that we get qualified for, we make the most out of that money. We get the most out of the purchase that we make with that money. And as always, guys, if you have any tips, if you have any experience with similar situations, whether it's buying a home, especially when it comes to VA loans or other individual loans, home loans, get down in those comment sections. Tell me what you think. Give me your advice. I will listen. I do my own research, and we are doing research. We are going to make the most educated decision that we possibly can with the information that's provided to us. But I always appreciate advice. I always appreciate your guys' thoughts, your opinions. So get down in those comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I should be looking at. Send me some links. I'll check it out. I always appreciate those types of things. Um, yeah, I mean that's basically what we got going on right now. I am excited um, about this upcoming this move. I'm excited to share this experience with you guys. And when we start talking to the real estate agents, when we start looking at homes, I'm gonna make sure that I keep you guys involved. I tell you guys like what we're looking at, how it's looking, how it's going. And when we make a decision, I'm going to keep you guys informed and let you guys know what that decision is. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, any advice, any tips, get down in those comments. Let me know what you think. But that's all for this week's video. I hope that you appreciated it. Like I said, I had a hard time coming up with a topic. Been kind of a busy morning. So I thought we'd just sit down and have a little chat, a little one-on-one time, little, just giving you guys some feedback on some things that I've had going on here at the home front. And yeah, I mean, like always, guys, I appreciate you listening. And yeah, we just got to keep on moving forward. But before I get off here, remember, even if you don't realize it, even if you don't believe it, there's a warrior in every single one of you, and I see it. Take care.